My name is Dr. K.A. Shakoor. My Buddhist name is Karma Menjur Tarpa, which means changeless liberation. I got involved with Buddhism indirectly when I was 8 years old in 1963 as a student of Aikido, studying Zen Buddhism and Hatha Yoga. At that time, what I found meaningful in Buddhism, I didn't think of it in that context because I was 8, 9, 10 years old. So the only thing I can actually say is that it did feel relaxing. It gave me a sense of self-confidence. I was a very sick child, so therefore the Aikido practice, along with the sitting practice, helped strengthen my overall constitution. After I graduated undergrad school from the University of Michigan, I then began to have a different type of viewpoint because of certain personal experiences that I had. I thought it was a fantastic philosophy because it dealt with the responsibility of the person and themselves and the fact of being able to look inward and a person looking at their own selves rather than looking on the outside for answers. And I liked it because it didn't support victim mentality where you would blame something on the outside of yourself, but you begin to look at your own responsibility or your own reasons of why some type of situation would come up, either good or bad. Conflicts are basically resolved when people are able to listen to one another, and that is a direct offshoot of being able to quiet the mind. That principle, people call it mindfulness today, is beneficial to all human beings because it's a mind science, so a person can adhere to any philosophy they choose to. So let's go back to what the word Buddha means. Buddha means to be awake, to be enlightened, to be supremely intelligent. The root of it has to do with being still, stabilizing the mind, and then from the stabilization of the mind, one gets a sense of clarity. So I feel that that's definitely beneficial for all people. And it doesn't cost anything, and the person doesn't have to use any kind of external aids in order to get to that point. I use the term to myself that Buddhism found me in the classic sense. I've had many experiences. Some of them I won't mention here because they might seem a little grandiose to most individuals. But what I can say, I can see the succession of my life, how one thing led to the other. Everything seemed to fit, and it correlated with many of the teachings that Buddhism speaks about. I wrote Ghetto Sutras as a manual to help individuals begin to reflect upon how to deal with inner violence, to taking it to the next step where a person uses various types of stimulants and drugs in order to numb their consciousness, to the point where one takes out physical violence against other individuals. So that's the inner violence, and racism would correlate with that because one of the major downfalls that Buddhism speaks about is ignorance. We all have to deal with mental programming. We are all programmed to a certain sense when we come in the world, so we have to try to erase those programs and then try to get some type of clarity. So that's what we call mindfulness. That's the foundation, not getting involved with thoughts and not trying to stop your thoughts either. Just allow them to abide in a natural state, and one takes their attention through counting, through mantra. They put the attention on some type of one-pointedness, and then the other thoughts begin to dissolve. In the electronic age, so many things that are affecting and bombarding our consciousness that even more so now than any other time is important that people be able to sit still to be able to allow those alien thoughts to dissolve. And I want to write a book that would be a manual that would give people techniques such as what I just spoke about, the fundamentals of mindfulness and sitting and being still, along with a little historical background, not only just Buddhist readings, but historical readings and other spiritual traditions that they might be attracted to go further. So it's almost like tincture, put the essence. So a person can read it, it's easy to read, but it's effective. I think we're at the point now where human beings need to know how to just be human. I hope that anyone looking at this, those that don't know a lot about Buddhism, if they have interest, hopefully this will pique their interest. I would hope that this would serve as some type of inspiration for people to begin to explore the concept of being still and being able to look inward. So a lot of times our actions are based upon somebody else's thoughts and beliefs. It's not necessarily ours. That is a main theme of my teachings, period, is that point right there.